The visit of respected Bishop John Onaiyekan to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sparked serious controversy and national debate across Nigeria. Many are now asking what truly transpired behind closed doors and why this meeting is drawing so much attention at this particular time. This is not just another courtesy visit. It has quickly become a politically and socially significant moment. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to discuss a development that has generated a lot of reactions across Nigeria's political and religious landscape. The recent visit of Bishop John Onaiyekan to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is not just about a visit. What caught my attention is the timing, the message, and the different interpretations Nigerians are already giving to the meeting. I recently watched an Arise TV discussion on this issue, and rather than simply repeating what was said, I want to share my own perspective and hear your thoughts as well. For as many Nigerians, Bishop John Onaiyekan is seen as a respected voice who has often spoken to governance, justice, national unity, and the welfare of ordinary citizens. So whenever such a figure meets with the president, people naturally begin to ask questions. Was this a routine courtesy visit? Was there a deeper national conversation behind closed doors? Could this signal an approach to engagement between religious leaders and the government? What stood out to me from the discussion was not necessarily the visit itself, but the different reaction it has triggered. Some people see it as a positive step towards dialogue and national building. Others remain skeptical and believe actions matter more than meetings. As we go through the key points raised in the Arise TV segment, I will be breaking down what was said, separating facts from opinions, and sharing my own analysis of what this could mean for Nigeria's political climate as we move closer to the conversation surrounding 2027 election. Stay with me to the end of this video because there are a few observations that many commentators have not highlighted, and I would like to hear whether you agree or disagree with my assessment. Let's get into the video.
I don't need to talk much as regards this Onaiyekan debacle. All I'll do is I'll take you back to 2014 November. My colleague seated here with me, Dr. Abati, remembers that interface. November 2014 in the villa. A certain Cardinal John Onaiyekan came to the villa. He said things were not well in the country. This same APC called Cardinal John Onaiyekan a voice of reason. They praised him to the high heavens, this same APC. They said everything well about Cardinal John Onaiyekan. In fact, there are many APC people that saw him as a symbol of speaking truth to power. They were happy to take pictures with him in public and call him our own Oscar Romero. They loved him, they lapped him up. They took Cardinal Onaiyekan's criticism and they lapped it up. My colleague here, Dr. Abati, was on the receiving end then. But the question we shall ask them today is what changed? Isn't Cardinal Onaiyekan a bastion of speaking truth to power any longer? Oh, there was no problem with it when Cardinal Onaiyekan spoke truth to power against Goodluck Jonathan. You lapped it up, you took the sound bite, you said it was a divine representation that things were not well. But when he says the same thing to you, because Cardinal Onaiyekan is constant as a northern star, then you start to legislate and lecture him on spiritual and, can I use the word, ecclesiastical and episcopal matters. But when he said it in 2015, on 2014, it was a good thing then. So for all of those that have replied and said one or two things about Cardinal Onaiyekan, yes, you will say those things to justify your paymasters and make it look as if you're working for your paymasters. You wouldn't do otherwise because you have to defend where you're earning your pay. But can't you see that your hypocrisy speaks so loud? People cannot hear what you say, like Ralph Waldo Emerson says. Can't you see it is shocking that you yourself that are suffering the biting economic pangs and the conditions in this country, that more people have had to ask you for money and more people have had to depend on you because you're in government? Can't you see that it is hypocritical? Because you must not be seen to come outside to say things are not well when you deeply know that things are well. So it's a daunting job for me this morning to respond to the hypocrisy. My practical response will be, dear APC, what changed? Cardinal Onaiyekan was a hero in 2014. Why is he not an hero today? Is it because of the mandate? And whose mandate should Cardinal Onaiyekan speak for? Mandate of men or mandate of God and conscience? That's a question for you.
Now that we have listened to the segment, here is what stands out to me. Now you might want to ask, why this meeting matters? What is the context? One point I believe many Nigerians may be overlooking is that meetings between influential religious leaders and political leaders often carry more significance than what is publicly disclosed. Whether one supports President Tinubu or not, the reality is that respected national figures such as Bishop Onaiyekan do not make high-profile visits without discussing issues that affect the nation. My interpretation of this development is that it reflects the importance of continued dialogue, especially at a time when many Nigerians are expressing concerns about the economy, the cost of living, security, and the overall directions of the country. The key question is not simply whether the meeting took place, but whether the concerns of ordinary Nigerians were adequately represented, and whether those concerns will translate into concrete action. What else caught my attention is the reaction from different sections of the public. Supporters of the government see the visit as evidence that national leaders are engaging with critical stakeholders. Critics, on the other hand, argue that engagement alone is not enough and that Nigerians are more interested in measurable results than symbolic meetings. For me, the bigger issue is accountability. Regardless of political affiliation, Nigerians want to see improvement in their daily lives. They want policies that reduce hardship, create opportunities, strengthen security, and restore confidence in public institutions. Any meeting involving influential voices should ultimately be judged by its contribution to these national goals. As we continue to follow this story, it is important to avoid rushing to conclusions based on solely assumptions or political sentiments. Instead, we should focus on the broader implications and ask whether engagement like this can contribute to national solutions for the challenges facing the country. But that's my view anyway. Do you think these visits represent genuine national engagement, or should Nigerians focus less on high-profile meetings and more on the outcomes that follows? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this analysis valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and turn on notifications for more discussions on Nigeria's most important political and national issues such as this. See you in my next video.